Yashodanandana Vrajajanarandana Yashodanandana Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Hare Bhajagacharya Stottar Sadasri Srimad Avai Charanarvinda His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaura Premanande Hari Hari. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayadmudirai Nashtavrayesthu Avadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistake. यं स्यानुभावमखिलं श्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमतितीर्षतं तमन्दं संसारिण करुणयः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनमुपयामि गुरु नमः। ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, the creative impetus, text, chapter number 2, the activities of King Agnidra, text number 11. Saturday, March 13 to 26, 14, 26, ISKCON, Tucson. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kim samhritya ruchirayordujaṣringayoste madde krisho bahasi yatra drishe srita me pankuruna suraviratma visana edrig Yena sramam subhagame surabhe karosi Kim samritam ruchirayor dvija stringayoste Madde krisho bahasi yatra drishe srita me Pankuruna suraviratma visana idre Hena sramam subhagame surave karosi Kim samritam ruchirayo dujasringayoste Madde krisho bahasi yatra drishe srita me Ankuruna suraviratma visana itre Yena sramam subhagame surave karosi
Kim samritam ruchirayor dvijasringayoste
Stringayoste
Madhye krisho bahasi yatra drishe srita me
Madhe krisho bahasi yatra drishe srita me
Pankuruna suravir atmavishana idre
Pankuruna suraviratma visana edrig
Yena shraman subhagame surave karoshi
Yena sramam subhagame surave karosi
Kim samritam ruchirayor
dvijasringayoste Madhe krisho bahasi yatra drishe srita me Pankuruna suraviratma visana idre Yena sramam subhagame surave karosi. Mata.
Kim samritam ruchirayor dvijasringayoste
Kim srambitam ruchirayor dvijasringayoste Madhe krisho bahasi yatra drishe srita me Pankuruna suraviratma visana edrig Yena sramam subhagame surave karosi
Kim Samritam Ruchirayote Sringayoste.
Kim Samritam Ruchirayor Nijasringayoste. Madhe Visho Bahasiyatma Trishi Sritame. Ankoruna Suraviratma Vishana Edre. Hinasramam Subhagame Suravi Karoshi. Kim, what? Samritam, filled. Ruchirayo, very beautiful. Dvija, oh Brahmana. Sringayoho, within two horns. Te, your. Madhe, in the middle. Krishaha, thin. Bahasi, you are carrying. Yatra, wherein. Drishihi, eyes. Srita, attached. Me, my. Pankaha, powder. Arunaha, red. Suravihi, fragrant. Atma Visane, on the two horns. Idrik, such. Ena, by which. Ashramam, place of residence. Subhaga, O most fortunate one. Me, my. Surabhi Karosi, you are perfuming. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. Agnidra then praised Purvachitti's raised breasts. He said, my dear Brahmana, your waist is very thin, yet with great difficulty you are carefully carrying two horns, to which my eyes have become attracted. What is filling those two beautiful horns? You seem to have sprayed fragrant red powder upon them, powder that is like the rising morning sun. O most fortunate one, I beg to inquire where you have gotten this fragrant powder that is perfuming my asrama, my place of residence. You want to follow? Hare Krishna. Let me go ahead and read the purport. Agnidra appreciated Purvachitti's raised breasts. After seeing the girl's breasts, he became almost mad. Nevertheless, he could not recognize whether Purvachitti was a boy or girl. He says, O Brahmana. For as a result of his austerity, he saw no distinction between the two. He therefore addressed her with the word Dvija, O Brahmana. Yet, why should a Dvija, a Brahmana boy, have horns on his chest? Because the boy's waist was thin, Agnidra thought he was carrying the horns with great difficulty. And therefore, they must be filled with something very valuable. Otherwise, why would he carry them? When a woman's waist is thin and her breasts are full, she looks very attractive. Agnidra, his eyes attracted, contemplated the heavy breasts on the girl's thin body and imagined how her back must sustain them. Agnidra imagined that her raised breasts were two horns she had covered with cloth, so that others would not see the valuable within them. Agnidra, however, was very anxious to see them. Therefore, he requested, please uncover them so that I can see what you are carrying. Rest assured that I shall not take it away. If you feel an inconvenience in removing the covering, I can help you. I myself can uncover them to see what valuable things those raised horns contain. He was also surprised to see the red dust of perfumed kumkuma spread over her breasts. Nevertheless, still considering Purvachitti a boy, Agnidra addressed her as Subhaga, very fortunate one, the most fortunate Muni. The boy must have been fortunate. Otherwise, how simply by standing there could he perfume Agnidra's entire asrama? Very interesting sloka. It's beautiful. Yes, it is not something new that we experience daily in our life. Everyone experienced in life, and that's what whole world is running after. Something. that's nothing surprise, but it is eye-opening. Thank you. Yeah, it is eye-opening that it just is making us realize, oh yes, it is true that I am this person, nobody else. So we can learn a lot of things from here. Om Agyanatimirandasagyananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jana Tasmai Shri Guravi Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Ena Bhutali Swayam Rupa Kadamayan Dadati Swapadantikam Namo Mr. Badaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutali Smriti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tanami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesh Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gauru Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It is few important point in this chapter is like he's talking about covering. Please uncover. I want to see it. So this is a good lesson for girl that your beauty is there in covering your body properly. So people think what might be there inside. But if it is open already, like modern, if you go to university, in college, you see like 90% of their breast outside of their clothes. Is it not true? We see every day in the college, and then we lose the taste, or we lose inquisitiveness that what might be there when you see already outside openly. So that is why there is no respect and real love for women in these modern days. People want to expose themselves to the degree that they lose the respect from men. So Vedic time, people wear sari, dress, cover their head, nice, cover their breast, everything, all body. They look really attractive, like put kumkum on their forehead. When they at home in Vedic time, women would dress up at home, and they would be in the society like not so looking beautiful. Because in home, when husband come home from work, seeing a beautiful wife dressed in a nicely dressed and welcoming heart, speaking charming with the that sound coming from the bangle and then ankle bell, that would really attract the husband at home, and he would forget the suffering of his all days long work, labor. And there was a kind of harmonious family environment. But nowadays, people do not care about dressing themselves at home. They become very careless and wear like half night dress or like a casual dress at home, and when they go out, they sew big sew up. They make like they were, especially if you go to India, Nepal, or any eastern countries, people come out to the party, they wear all the jewelry they have in their home, like sewing up gold, how much gold I have, how much diamond I have, how rich I am. These social functions nowadays are a platform where people exhibit their riches, how rich I am, how beautiful I am. But at home, they do not care. That's why families are breaking apart. And this is very important to learn from everyone, that we should dress properly in order to be qualified, or in order to receive the respect from others. And the beauty is always in hidden inside, so people want to see what is it, so that attract. And another thing, that God creation, the very important and most beautiful thing is this attraction between opposite sex is the main key that binds society together. And that attraction, that attachment, that attraction between two opposite sex is coexisting in all the animals, all the other living being society. If you see the ant, they work all day long, but they get attracted to each other. Yeah, and then have you seen nowadays the big mosquitoes? They fly. Sometimes I see the two mosquitoes, they are like joining together, copulating or something. They enjoy their life. Like a sheep go to Monta Vista, you go to Mount Lehman, and or not Mount Lehman, or maybe in Sedona, in the mountain, you see the herd of sheep, the wild goat. They also have their male, female, all attractions. The birds, the love birds in our case, they do the business all day long. So this attachment within the species is a special quality that comes from Krishna's all attractive quality. He gave little attractive quality to every living being that bind us together. Imagine now imagine we are not attracted to each other at all, zero attraction. This human society would be like the society of cats and dogs. No matter how we disagree or agree with some people, because of that tiny hope of sex, they somehow live together, they work together.
We would just walk away from each other.
Yeah, there's no attraction, there's no love at all. So this is the unique creative potency of God. But the problem here is people get stuck into it and they think this is the goal of life. That is a problem. Otherwise, in order to keep the society at least in a smooth, in a harmonious way, this opposite sex attraction is quite needed. And this quality is coming from Krishna. He is all attractive. Now imagine if we invest our same quest, if we invest our same desire to run after a girl or a man or a boy to God, Krishna, then our problem is solved. Bhakti is one-stop solution to all the existing problem in this world that we know from hearing Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavad Gita. One-stop solution to all the problem is devotional service to the God. But in the society, there are all varieties of people. Krishna has defined the whole humanity into two categories in Bhagavad Gita. Dvabimau purusau loke chara akshara evacha. One category of people remain into this material world, run after material sex life, and do all kind of activities to achieve their goal. They do not mind to suffer whole day, all life, for little bit satisfaction. And other people, akshara, those who are not attracted by this material glittering world, material life attraction. Chara, akshara, evacha. Two kind of people. And within the chara, they are divided into different other categories, like four kind of people, who are somehow coming to God. They have some hope that they might come to Krishna. Some people, they do follow that, I want to just to become religious person. I want to do follow the religious principle, duties, responsibilities. I want to follow satya, truthfulness in the society. I want to be kind to the living being. I want to do some tapasya, do austerity and then control my senses. I want to study the Vedas, learn Sanskrit, and dive deep into the ocean of knowledge in the Vedas. All kind of people, they consider themselves as the best among others. But the problem here is that when I become a dharmic person, when I follow dharma here means not like religion, but dharma here means responsibilities. So when I think that why should I come to Krishna? Why should I come to temple? Since I am already following my dharma in a best manner I can, in a best way I can, what is the need of going to temple? Some people might think, why should I go to temple and dance in the Kirtan while I'm studying the scripture every day and acquiring so much knowledge, and I'm trying to connect God so that I can learn more? Some type of people might think, what is the need of going to temple while I am very austere already? I am not eating so much. I am doing so much fast. I'm taking so many bratas. I follow Sunday brata. I follow Monday brata. I follow Tuesday brata. I follow Wednesday brata. I follow Thursday brata. I follow Friday brata. I follow Saturday brata. So I'm already performing this thing. So for me, I do not need to dedicate myself or surrender myself to Krishna and do bhakti, which I have already done. So people always argue in this way in our society. And there are some people, common people, who have no idea about all these things. Neither they follow dharma, nor they are austere, nor they acquire any knowledge, nothing. For them, there is no hope. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna. Yeah. If you have time, you can spend some time with us. Thank you. So, in this confusion, Krishna speaks with Uddhava in Bhagavatam, and he says that actually one may be very pious person, may follow the truthfulness in the society. He may follow daya. Daya means what? Kindness, mercy, daya. Daya. When in India in the summertime, people maybe not in India, in Nepal, because people used to travel. I mean, they used to walk to travel from one place to another place before they have, motorable roads. And in place to place, they would put some water, the earthen pot we filled with water, and we would go and then take water, and then go again. And another station, you have another place to drink water. So they would do such kind of pious work. So anything we perform other than direct devotion to God, Krishna says that will not purify one completely. If one reject, or if one defy, or if one do not accept direct devotion to me, that's what Krishna says. And here it is more explained. I'll explain to you. Dharma satya daya peto, daya upeto. When one person come close to following prescribed duties like dharma, daya, satya, brata, or vidya va tapasan vitam. Vidya means knowledge. Knowledge means studying Vedas, becoming gyanis, long beard, living in the ashram, studying Upanishad, and finding out all kind of interpreting Mayavada philosophy, taking out all these confusing darshans, everything. Vidya, tapasambita, tapasvis, everybody. Mad bhaktya apetam atmanam. When the soul, atmanam, when the living being, apetam means do not embrace, do not endow with, mad bhaktya means devotion to me. And he says, na samyak prapunatihi. Na means not. Samyak means completely. Like samyak in a sampradaya is also coming from the word samyak. Sama, pradaya. Samyak rupena iti samaha. So one cannot purify. Punati means to purify. Prapunati means to completely purify. This material existence is impossible without embracing the devotional service to the Supreme Personality of God. It doesn't mean that one who follows the prescribed duties in the society and lives his life in a pious way, become truthful, be kind, and do austerity. These all things definitely help one to purify. But until and unless one directly perform the devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this complete purification of the soul that is associating in this material world for so many lifetimes is not possible. Krishna says, Prapunati, he means certainly one is not able to purify himself without devotion to me. Now, what is the problem in Satya, Daya, to be, and then why it is not completely purifying one? Question may arise in our mind. But if we go deeper and analyze to that to become responsible or to perform religious duties and prescribed duties in the societies, it simply increase our selfishness, that I am doing dharma. It is simply glorifying my ability to perform dharma. And instead of being close to God, instead of being attached to Krishna, I am attached to myself through dharma, through following prescribed duties. Have we not seen some people? They sometimes come and in the temple and they say, "Yeah, I am Brahmin. I am Dvivedi." Some people say, "I am Dvivedi. I am Trivedi. I am Chaturbedi." They have their last name like Dvivedi means knower of two Vedas. Trivedi means knower of three Vedas. Chaturbedi means knower of the four Vedas. I am Brahmin. Or if you go to like in Indian people, Nepal, India, my grandfather was a priest. What about you? I am not. I am but my grandfather. It's enough for me. Why should I? You don't have to teach me the science of bhakti. People always argue like that. So in that attempt of following these prescribed duties in the society, they simply focus on their own personal self-interest. So that when there is selfish, then you cannot get purified. Same thing with Gyanis. They also acquire knowledge. They are connected to God, not to love God, but to love learning new thing and become great scholar, and they love for themselves. Their priti, their attachment, their love is not with God, but to their process of learning. Tapasvi, the same thing. They are also very proud of their austerities. I did austerity 9 years in a cave, and I did this and that. I attained the great power. That's what happened to great demon like Hiranyakasipu. How austere he was, and he approached God. Maybe not Krishna directly, but somehow he approached Brahmaji, who is God's greatest representative. But his whole purpose of that performing austerity was to attach. He was attached to himself. He wanted to become God. So as long as all these things remain there, then we cannot purify ourselves. But in devotion, what happened? Whenever we come to the spiritual path, whenever we go to any spiritual teachings, the very first thing we are taught to surrender, saranagata. In that process of surrendering to God, we give up the idea that me and mine. We're removing that from the base. We are cutting the root of the material existence. But material people, when they come to the temple, they bow down to the God. They ask from God, more material desires. And when we ask from God like material things and we get more material things, then that will keeps us in this material world. You think you are going to temple, but you are getting more and more polluted in your consciousness. You are more and more binding yourself in this material world. Externally you're going to temple, internally you are getting stuck into this material world. So this does not bring any benefit. That's why Krishna at the end of the Bhagavad Gita, he clearly says, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam braja. This concept of saranagati coming from Bhagavad Gita, he focused that, follow me. And Bhakti Jiva Goswami in his Priti Sandarbha, that's why he wrote Priti Sandarbha, that a people do something where their mind goes. And their mind goes to where they love something most. If one has that love, the attachment, that priti to Krishna, then the business of material world is over. That's finished. But if my priti is to follow the dharma, or if my priti is being truthfulness, if my priti is there to perform austerity, and I ignore the personality from whom everything comes, then that kind of spiritual or religious activities will not free or purify one completely from this material world. So this is the direct word of Krishna. Swayam mukha padmanavasya mukha padma binistritam. This is the direct word coming out from the lotus mouth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So devotees only focused on this. So Krishna was doing some test in Mahabharata. We all know about the story with Yudhishthira Maharaj. He wanted to know where his priti lie. Yudhishthira Maharaj was widely known as Dharmaraj, the follower of a great dharma. And when Krishna was asking him to say, Aswathama is dead, Yudhishthira Maharaj did not say that. And Krishna wanted to test whether he is attached to me or his dharma, is truthfulness. So for devotees, Krishna's words are all in all, life and soul. That's why we do not study other Vedic literatures. They are simultaneously addressing the Supreme Lord Vishnu and his great administrators, demigods, and at the same time those prayers addressed to this beautiful creation of the Lord. So common people with no knowledge, they confused who should I worship, demigod or Vishnu or this Brahma, this world, material manifestations. Like in Brahma Samhita, if you study that, Brahmaji said, Yadapada Pallava Yugam Vinidaya Kumbha Duande Pranama Samayasya Ganadhiraja Vignan Vihantu Malamasya Jagatrayasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Here he is talking about Lord Ganesha. Ultimately, this sloka is glorifying Krishna, but it appears that Lord Ganesha is glorified here. Ganesha always hold with his tusk, he always hold the lotus feet of Lord Nrsimhadev to receive the power to benedict his followers. And I worship Govinda, from whom Lord Ganesha receives that Sakti, that mercy, that Kripa to distribute to his followers, and I bow down to the Supreme Person. So this way Vedas always simultaneously, trimultaneously going this. Creator, demigods, and creation. So ordinary people confused, and that's why people follow, worship Durga, Kali, Mata, like Manakamana, Ichak. There are many names that they put the name of the demigods according to their desires. They go to the temple and promise, if I get it, I give it to you. Especially in India, Nepal, they sacrifice animal. Ma Kali, if you make my business success, I'll bring a goat for you. This is very, very prominent in India, Nepal. Huh?
I've seen
You have seen, you've seen.
dead goats.
And those people, when they do not get, they blame God. Then, oh Prabhu ji khane ase, oh Mayapur theke. He is from, yeah. I don't know in America if they go to the church and make any promise, vow like this
Yeah, they do.
in church too.
Yeah, they don't slaughter goats. They do that. They don't do that for Satan.
Okay, yeah, and this is everywhere. And people blame to God, and no, I worship God, but I didn't get it. But neither they worship nor they come to the temple. Even if they come, they just listen their desires within their heart. They are the follower. They are disciple of their heart within desires. They are the disciple of their desires. They bow down before their desires, not to the Supreme Lord. So Krishna is not responsible to fulfill their desires. But when devotee comes, he is not asking anything for himself. My sweet Lord, how can I bring peace and happiness to you and your devotees? How can I assist you? Just like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to taste that divine rasa, his pure devotees experience in devotional service, he comes, and our duty is to not ask him something else. Our duty is to assist him in his way of realizing this divine love. That's why we always confuse. When we come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, can you give me some job? And then it is disturbing his mood in his pastimes. Like,
Bolia.
huh?
Bolia.
Bolia, yeah. Like if we really need some knowledge, then we go to, who was the one who rescued the Vedas? Hayagriva. You go Hayagriva and ask for knowledge. Lord Ramachandra, if you want to be like a responsible man, Lord Ramachandra, because that is his mood and if you want to love, ask from Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this thing, devotee, they distinguish and act according to Krishna's sweet will. That will purify the hearts of the devotees. As long as we remain on the consciousness of me and mine, no matter how long we perform devotional service, even in devotion, sometimes what happens, we sleep, we remain in bhakti for a few years, and we involve in like kind of politics. Have you seen politics, temple politics? We engage in controlling the population, or like these are my people, my follower. One time, I was in Nepal distributing books. One of my devotees, why did you distribute in our area? He was my Shiksha Guru, and I became very mad and said, what about your, am I distributing like other philosophers' book in your area? I'm distributing Prabhupada book. Why do you divide your area and my area? This is nonsense. he kept quiet. So these things happens in devotion. Instead of being focused on our ultimate goal, we are diverted. We are distracted from the main focus, and then we remain at same place. So I would tell you a beautiful story how like pure devotion will so attractive. There was a Kale Khan. Maybe you have heard this name in India. Kale Khan is a Muhammadan, is a Muslim person, and he was a postman. He's carrying the letters. Somewhere he is also known as like a sweeper cleaning the temple yard. And there was a letter mail written Madan Mohana. In India, before, when they used to send letter to the temple, they would write the name of the deity. And that man was looking for Madan Mohan in the temple in Vrindavan. Then the pujari says, okay, I have a mail parcel from somewhere. I want to see Madan Mohan. Oh yeah, this is our Thakurji, Madan Mohan. You can give that letter to me. And while just passing that letter, that Kale Khan slightly saw the beautiful darshan of Mother Mohan inside the temple. And Kale Khan was really attracted by a glimpse of darshan. Mother Mohana is what deity it is? Sambandha with
Not Goswami's deity, somebody.
yeah, Sambandha again. It reveals the Supreme Mother Mohan reveals our relationship with the Lord, with Lord and the living entities. So
This is the last.
yeah, Madana Mohana.
This is in Vrindavan.
Yeah,
This is
Mother Mohan. Yes, Madan means Cupid. Mohan means one who attracts Cupid is Mother Mohan. And that man, Sri Sri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Kale Khan, he wanted to go and see the deity again, but he did not have any parcel to take there. So he would ride like artificial mail so that he would get chance to go to the temple to delivery. And he go 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. He started getting so attached to the Lord. And then even though he is Muslim community, he is from Muslim society, and slowly when people see him that going to temple a lot and then talking about Thakurji, Mother Mohan, so beautiful eyes, beautiful body, and then he was slowly going more and more often, and that was noticed in his society. People started talking, oh, he become kafir. He become kafir. He goes to Hindu temple. He no longer remain as a Muslim man. People were criticizing. And then, he had his wife and family, but he did not have a child. So everybody say, you are not having any child because you go to Hindu god. That's why Allah is punishing you. But he was not at all attracted by any of those accusations, because he was getting attached to the Lord more and more every day. And anytime he would not come to the temple, he would feel so desperate separation in his heart that when do I go to the temple and see the Lord? And his wife was saying, if you believe that this is real God, Thakurji, and you give up Allah, why not you ask child that we will be filled with child in our family? And when you come to God and then you are endowed with devotion, you have no desire to ask anything, material desires, not at all. But still, Kale Khan would come to the temple, he would not allow to go inside, but from outside he would see, my dear Lord, people are saying that I don't have child because I am cursed by Allah. If you so desire, my wife wants to have a baby, why not you listen her, even though I have no desire at all. It's a real story, it is not some kahani, not made up story. And in no time they got a child, son, beautiful son. And when that son was like 10 years old, he died. Kale Khan was, some poisonous snake bite him and he died. And Kale Khan was in the temple praying to the Lord in meditation, completely observed, in complete trance. And his wife and all the villagers, the Muslim people, brought the dead boy in front of him. And your God killed the boy. If he does not make alive, then your God is a fake God, false God. It's not true. Kale Khan, my dear Lord, even though I am an outcast, I cannot directly offer my prayers or request to you. I do not belong to this community, but everybody call you Jagannath. You are the Lord of the universe, and I have complete faith in that. Why not you make something miracle so that these people will be calmed down? And by hearing the sincere prayers of Kale Khan, the boy got up and asked, where is that little blue boy? Where is that boy who is wearing a peacock feather in his head? Where did he go? Who just woke me up? And he was talking about Krishna explaining the flute. He was wearing flute. He was bedecked with peacock feather in his head. And then Kale Khan understood that this is all Krishna is Mother Mohana's miracle, and everybody returned. So this is what happened when one has love of Krishna. This is beautiful story from Kale Khan. If you have time, I have another quick story too. Is okay? One story.
I just want to know where is this in Hindu literature, Buddhist literature, where?
This is something that happened in Vrindavan long time ago. It is not mentioned in the scriptures, but it is story people are telling, coming down.
Person to person.
Yeah, person to person. Another story, like a quick story, just to strengthen our faith. One lady, she would go to Vrindavan, crossing Yamuna river every day to sell her milk. Again, it's not from any Upanishad or Puranas, okay, just a story. And one day she happened to be in a katha where some, Pandit was talking about Srimad Bhagavatam, that if you have faith in God, you can cross this ocean of material world very easily. That innocent lady took that word in her heart, and she had to cross the Yamuna with boat every day. But when that day, particular day, when she came to the river, and she remembered the word of the Guru, and she was praying to the Lord, if you have faith in God's name, and you can cross the ocean of material suffering, and she was able to cross the Yamuna without boat that day. She had that faith, and she did that like every often, whenever she goes. And one day she thought in her heart that, oh, this Guru is great. He gave me great knowledge, and now I can, cross this river without boat. Why not I go and invite him to my home for lunch as a respect to him? And Guruji agreed, and one day he came, and then in the river, she was about to cross the river, and said, no, wait, I do not drive, I do not swim. I need a boat. And the boat was not there at all near far, so it's very far away. But she said, didn't you tell that if you have faith in God's name, you can cross this ocean, material world? And the Panditji became so ashamed of himself, and he bowed down to her, and she already crossed the river. And even though he was a speaker of Bhagavatam, but he has not that faith. So this story is just strengthening our faith in Krishna. We should not have any doubt in our performing devotional service. So here we go. First question.
Nice class. Always other stories. Best stories. So you're really condemning the people who come to God or come to God for their material desires. But then yet Bhagavatam says, Akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo dari tivrena bhakti yogena yajita purushaparam, that whether one is full of desire, wanting liberation, free of desire, one should wholeheartedly approach the supreme whole for Krishna. And also we hear that 4 types of pious people come to Krishna, and that they become pure devotees in the process. So shouldn't it be encouraged that everybody come to Krishna, even if they have material desires, that we should encourage them to come to Krishna rather than to come to,
that's absolutely,
go to a demigod or go, just try to fulfill their desires sinfully?
Yeah, it is good to come to temple than not coming at all. But there, if you say wholeheartedly, that has to happen. If I am asking something wholeheartedly from Krishna, if I have a whole heart for Krishna, then purification takes place. Then I leave the desires. Just like happened to Dhruva Maharaj. He wholeheartedly looking for Krishna, but his desire was something else. And then later on he gave up. But people will not embrace Krishna. They simply use Krishna for fulfilling their desires. So that kind of bhakti will benefit you, but not ultimately benefit. So it might take some time, and people might get purified. But if I am simply doing it for my own benefit, and I externally appear to be religious, then I am cheating myself. Atmaha, that's called Atmaha in Upanishad. You are the killer of the soul because you do not perform your soul activities. You are not engaging your soul to Krishna. So, not discourage, not encourage, but for devotees, we are here. This is like internal devotees circle here, all our devotees. Our goal should be nothing sideline but primary goal. You have anything?
I was just wondering why I have no devotion in my heart.
Likewise, then, same thing.
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
thank you for an enlivening talk. I was listening to Bhadra Narayan Swami's memorial. There's a 4-hour one. I really recommend it. It's so beautiful. There's also an hour one with Radhanath Swami. I just a little plug there for beautiful talks. Let's see. There was somebody who mentioned, I was thinking, they mentioned that, quote, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Is that John F. Kennedy? And I was thinking, and he said, he mentioned that and saying, we just do this for Krishna. And I was just thinking how it's interesting how that propensity is in the material world. It just needs to be applied for Krishna, and how we can see that for people's love of country or whatnot. It just needs to be dovetailed.
If we change that to Krishna, then this is perfect.
We love we're part of Krishna's country.
Yeah.
We're actually overseas for Krishna right now.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Devotees are selfless, other material people are selfish. That's the difference. Selfish and selfless. It doesn't mean we all have become selfish already. We have that tendency and impurities in our heart, and we need to work on it. Then Krishna helps if we try. Tibrena Bhakti Yogena. Sarva Kama Kama. This Tibrena Bhakti Yoga should be there.
Also, we hear Aitanya Rigimara.
Yeah.
Whether you're Atmarama, you have so many desires, still the fearless and doubtless way to success is to chant the holy name constantly.
That's why these material people are very fearful all the time, even though they come to temple, filled with fear in their mind. Bhayam dvitiya vinivesaya syat. They are separating themselves from God and for time immemorial and thinking something else. They lose the connection from God, then fear arises. We need to find our priti in God. Like a businessman, he finds so many ways because he loves, his attachment goes to business. A man loves for money. He thinks so many ways because that's what Jiva Goswami says. You are where your attachment are. And also in English, attention flows. Energy flows where attention goes. And our attention goes only to those where we love something. And if we love other than Krishna, then everything we do will be a failure, unsuccess. So when we realize this, we understand everything. But people who understand everything and do not realize that Krishna is the goal, even though they know everything, they do not know nothing. That's the goal. No Krishna, no peace. No Krishna, Prabhupada said, no? If you know Krishna, you know all the Vedas. That's the goal of the Vedas, to understand Krishna. But if we are very expert philosopher of the Vedas and we have no priti for Krishna, then even though we know nothing. So this is the essence. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.